Well, today I'm in Oliphant. We're at Masters Concrete Products. We're going to learn about their Magnum retaining wall system. And just a reminder that this is a paid segment sponsored by Masters Concrete Products. Hello, Rick. Great to see you again.
Hi, Paul.
Looks like you've been busy.
We're very busy.
All right, we want to learn all about this Magnum retaining wall system.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at it. We manufacture Magnum stone retaining wall systems, which is an engineered retaining wall system right here at our plant in Oliphant, Pennsylvania. It's an engineered system for commercial and residential applications, and it's been extremely popular since we brought it on a couple years ago. You'll see that they're 1,400-pound blocks. They're hollow core, which gives it a lot of advantages and versatility.
1,400 seems like quite a lot of weight, so what would you need to lift that?
You don't need big equipment. We have an example of a machine behind us that is able to lift that. It's able to get into tighter spaces, people's backyards. The blocks are 8 square feet on the face, so you know, you're setting 8 square feet a block at a time instead of your traditional retaining wall blocks, which are 1 square foot, and you're letting the machine do the work for you instead of physically building a wall by hand.
The first real skill is to make sure that first layer is set solid.
Well, that's always the most important part. The toughest part is getting the base course level. Compacted, modified base, you're going to bury half the first course of your block. And once that's all level, you go up from there.
Can you tell me about how high these systems can actually go?
The Magnum stone can essentially go as high as you want it. It can be engineered that way. 30, 40 feet is not unheard of.
And in terms of putting them together, once you've got that first course, then it's just like Lego blocks, I imagine.
It is just like Lego blocks. There are nubs on the bottom of the block that lock into the core of the block below it, and exactly like Lego blocks stacking up. To make your corners, there's simply end caps that bolt on, so you're able to make 90-degree corners, but the beauty of those end caps bolting on is that you could do other degrees of corners, 60, 70, 80-degree corners, whatever you like. You're not limited to a sharp 90-degree corner with this system.
That's because the unit, the block, is beveled.
Because they're beveled, you're able to do radiuses and curves.
And in terms of finishing a job off, there's some flexibility there.
Absolutely. The system is versatile in that there's different blocks to finish your wall. You can cap it with a traditional cap, or we have what's called a top block, where the back of the block is cut out and you can grade your soil right to the face of the block and finish it that way. Or it's a very green option where you can soften up your hardscape with Magnum stone by planting.
And in terms of longevity, how long would a Magnum wall last?
It's concrete, so generations really, as long as it's installed properly.
What is this one called again? This is
our ledge stone face Magnum stone block. It's our most popular design.
Gotcha. So it looks like big, flat boulders stacked on top of each other, yeah?
Absolutely. It's a very natural look. We recently came out with a new design called Stack Stone. And then on the left, that's just an example of what you could do to make this look even more natural once it's installed.
And right in front of us, what is this?
This is Magnum Stone's new double-sided retaining wall block. So you could do freestanding seating walls or divider walls. It's textured on both sides, make columns.
In terms of like residential homes, why are these retaining walls quite useful?
Well, obviously in Northeast Pennsylvania, there are no flat spots left to build. You know, one of the biggest things is, you know, being able to use a retaining wall to make more property for yourself. Every foot of property is valuable. So Magnum stone retaining wall systems give you that ability to take back some of your property and make it useful again. There are so many applications. One of the biggest one we see is water applications, lakes, rivers. Because they're hollow core, it really allows the water to drain out. Water is a wall's biggest enemy, so they are wonderful for water applications.
Well, Rick, it looks like you have quite a large inventory.
We have a pretty good amount of block here. We manufacture this right here in Oliphant, Pennsylvania. We have a dedicated group of employees that really do a great job of making this every day. So we're fortunate to be able to take care of people's orders when right now other products in the market are hard to come by.
Well, Rick, tell us about the manufacturing process.
Sure, we've got a whole section of our plant here just dedicated to Magnum stone. We start at one end of the building and go all the way down. Our really great employees are very experienced at making the Magnum stone. They are made essentially by hand. These are not made on a machine. These guys pour in each individual block. They were trained by the inventors of Magnum stone on how to properly produce this block day in and day out, and they pay really close attention to the quality of every block.
In terms of people getting information,
our website's mastersconcrete.com. It has all the information about all of our products, but specifically Magnum stone, the technical information. And if you're looking for a contractor, we work with a great group of different contractors that we could refer folks to if they want something like this done. We invite contractors to get in touch with us to learn more about Magnum stone. We really think they'd be impressed once they saw or worked with this Magnum stone system.
well, Rick, it's been an absolute pleasure learning about this product. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have you, Paul. Thanks for coming.
Well, I hope you learned something today. Just a reminder that this was a paid segment sponsored by Masters Concrete Products.